Hi guys, it's me. I've been meaning to do a video for likes and dislikes for my new 335D. So starting with likes. First thing I like is the power. I mean, obviously that's a no-brainer, of course. It's a straight 6, 3 litre. It has 2 turbos. It is super smooth. And the way it kind of pulls you along, it doesn't really pull you along, it kind of gently pushes you like a giant hand. It's incredibly smooth, and it's deceiving because it's so smooth you don't feel the power like you would with like a 4-cylinder or something with like a big turbo on it. Of course this does have a turbo, but I digress. It's very, very smooth, silky smooth. I love straight 6s, so that's the first like. Second like is the transmission. It's really good, 8-speed. When you're on the motorway, you're doing like 1300, 1500 RPM at 70 mile an hour. It's just idling, and that's why it's so quiet, and that's why it's so good in fuel. But also, it's a very fast gearbox, not quite as fast as a dual clutch, but it's 90% as fast. And then because it's a proper automatic and not a dual clutch, it's smooth, very smooth. So there's no jolty, no jerkiness at low speed. It's very, very smooth to park, no sudden lurches. So that's another positive. Third positive, specification. I've got no options, yet I have, I don't know if you can see it here, I've got rain sensing wipers. I've got automatic headlights. They're LED, they're incredibly bright. I was in the middle of nowhere in the countryside, and let's just go out and look at those now. Here they are. As you can see here, BMW LED. They're not the adaptive LED, but they're incredible. They're incredibly bright. I was in the middle of the countryside, it was pitch black, and well, I could see everything. I didn't even need to use the high beam. Fourth positive, space. The space inside the car, it's huge. I took my family, one of which is 6'1", myself, I'm 6 foot, and 2 other people. So I loaded up four adults, 2 quite tall, and we were all incredibly comfortable. They kept commenting how lovely it was. They were really comfortable in the back, and we did over like 100 miles in a day, and it was effortless. Fantastic. So yeah, there's that. Makes you wonder, what's the point of a 5 Series? And so I guess that kind of moves us into the negatives. So the first negative is the size. I know I just kind of made that a positive, but I didn't buy this car to be that big. A 3 Series is supposed to be a medium-sized car, right? It's kind of average. I used to have a 5 Series years ago, E39, and I checked out the dimensions, and then this is bigger in some ways. And sitting in it now, it feels like a 5 Series, the older one. And that was a big car. And so the reason why I find it such a negative is because it is too big. So parking it is a bit of a chore in London. If you live outside London, I guess it's not a big deal, but street parking's a bit of a pain, and I do a lot of it, so that's one of my negatives. I think it's just too big. Second negative is the suspension. So don't know if you can see it, but it rises incredibly high, and this is supposed to be an M Sport suspension, yet it gives you SE suspension. The ride height is just, well, look, it's ridiculous. It can be fixed, but I don't want to. From the factory, this should be like here, not here. It's an inch too high. And it's too soft. The suspension is far too soft. It kind of ruins the car. This is an M Sport. If you wanted a soft version, you would have bought an SE, and that's clearly what the suspension is from, an SE. I chose an M Sport. I expect it to be harder and a bit more fun to drive. So that's a major fuck up in my opinion by BMW. Third problem, the exhaust arrangement. Just look at it. See that? I hope you're not getting too much wind noise there. I don't have my microphone. So the exhaust is pathetic. It looks terrible. Look at it, it's tiny, absolutely weeny little things. This is the M Sport. On the F30, you get 2 pipes, one either side, and it looks lovely. You don't get an option on this. That is just pathetic. It really is. It's horrible. Why did they do that? On the previous generation, you had 2 pipes, and it looked great. So they've really made this car understated, and I like understatedness, but that's just going too far. Again, they should have made an SE version with this suspension and this exhaust, and then M Sport should have been one either side with the lower suspension. But they didn't give it to us. So yeah, that's another negative. Other than that, I can't really find anything else to say. I had a moan about the indicators, but I've kind of got used to them now. The car has just really surprised me. I've said that so many times. I had low expectations, and it's just kicked every one of them out of the fucking window. I can't think of anything else. It's a fantastic car. Laugh at me for buying a diesel all you like. It's a fantastic car. It really is. Changing the suspension and changing the tyres will turn this thing into an absolute weapon. I have no doubt. And those are only 2 things I have planned. Getting the suspension sorted and some proper rubber. Michelin, of course. Not changing the wheels. I'm going to keep it looking as plain as it came out of the factory. I like to under-promise and over-deliver. I'm not one of those people that sticks badges on cars. I like understatedness. I like that. And I'll be hitting the Nürburgring this summer, and I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. But yeah, that's it. Positives and negatives, hardly any, but I thought I'd let you know. So I'm doing another dyno run at the end of this month to make sure those figures I got before are consistent, and a couple of other friends of mine are going along with their far more exotic weaponry than I have, but it should be interesting. So anyway, yeah, thanks you guys, all the best.